And it's down the road we go for another edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. It is Tuesday, the 16th day of October, 2018. I am Dan Kuntz. 3 weeks from today is midterm election day, and it can't come fast enough for me. You'll notice there's no chair to my immediate left. Steve Hare is here. He's working. He's got a touch of laryngitis. It kind of sounds like that. Nobody wants to hear somebody do the news when they sound like Vito Corleone with a head cold, so I'll be handling the news. Although it was written by our award-winning news staff, I'll be doing the newscast in just a few minutes. Also, we have, of course, sports, today in history, the obscure holiday. Everybody is entitled to might be not his opinion. We got some birthdays coming your way as well, and some campers around the valley. And I don't want to overemphasize this. I'm really excited because I think I'm going to win the lottery tonight. I do. I think I'm going to win it. It's $654 million. Can you believe that? That's the combined Mega Millions and Powerball jackpots. $654 million. I normally don't play the lottery unless it gets up to about $600 million. And then, yeah, I'm in. If you win, if one person wins it and you take the annuity payments over 29 years, you end up with $654 million. Nobody does that. Everybody takes just the lump sum payment nowadays. It's easier. That would be $372 million for tonight's drawing. That's a lot of money. Second half of this program, actually last night, I should say, I was able to sneak my camera down to the Wenatchee Valley Museum and Cultural Center because they continue to do all the preparatory work that they need to do to bring you the Artifact, which is a combination story, a paranormal story with haunted house elements in it. Jeff Blackburn and his partner Bill Brown are putting this together. It's all a fundraiser for the Wenatchee Valley Museum and Cultural Center. We've been talking about this for quite some time. I actually got a behind-the-scenes tour last night with Jeff, who's going to take us from point A to point B. He's going to take you through it without actually taking you through it, because there's a lot of things about the Artifact that they're not going to tell you about until you actually go through the Artifact. So I'm looking forward to that. That'll come up in the second half of the program on a chilly but beautiful Tuesday morning, 37 degrees. Outside of our studios, but another beautiful day. In fact, this is like day 5, maybe even day 6 of this gorgeous weather. It's going to continue the rest of the week, into the weekend, and into the early part of next week. At least forecast details are coming up. Let's take you around north central Washington and the Wenatchee Valley with our Valley View cameras. As always, the cross camera begins. We are still a ways from sunrise. It's 3 minutes after the hour here. Sunrise isn't until 7:21, but there's just enough residual light spilling over the East Wenatchee Bench to give us that beautiful view of the Wenatchee Valley proper. High pressure, it's a big one. In fact, I'm going to show you a map here in just a couple of minutes to let you know exactly how big it is and in what direction it's going. And it's all good news if you like sunny and mild weather. Yesterday's high, by the way, 61, still a little below normal. We got down to 34 on Monday. So these overnight lows are chilly, but that's a huge temperature swing, nearly 30 degrees between the low and the high. We usually don't see that around here. So there's the cross camera in the valley proper. From this point forward, you and I find out together because Kat gets to decide, and she says, let's pay a visit to Kashmir. That's the Apple Annies camera that's located just above the Apple Annies complex. You can see Mount Stewart, you can see Steins, you can see all the foothills surrounding the beautiful community of Kashmir. Kashmir itself, for the most part, is plainly in view with the Wenatchee River flowing right along, and US 297, the folks making their commute. A lot of people, of course, live in Kashmir but work in the Wenatchee Valley. No problems at all on this Tuesday morning. Beautiful view from there. Camera 3, Kat says, let's pay a visit to Arrondo Rock. The camera is called Arrondo Rock. What you see most in your frame is Turtle Rock there to your left, and of course the Wenatchee Valley far into the distance, pointing down the Columbia River towards the valley. Beautiful view from there, and of course you can see a lot of things. On a clear day, you can see forever. Beautiful view there from Arrondo Rock, one of our lower cameras. And finally, camera 4 is Billy Goat. Wow. Let's just not even do the show. Let's just roll that for the next 56 minutes and be happy with that. Billy Goat, a phenomenal view. Mount Kalispell in Canada, plainly in view. You can see some of those low-lying clouds. It's kind of a cloud-fog mix. Because we have stagnant air, there's no place for the air to go. A lot of people with their wood-burning stoves have got them fired up and going. It's going to go and hit that lid. And it's about this time of the year when the inversion is at its absolute worst. So even though it's absolutely gorgeous up there, you can see that layer of smoke. And that is, of course, because there's really no place for the smoke to go. It goes up and hits that inversion layer and comes back down again. But this is the worst part of the day. It clears out as the day progresses. Phenomenal view from our Billy Goat camera at 7,000 feet above the beautiful hamlet of Pateros. All right, 5 minutes after the hour from the National Weather Service, here's your forecast. And again, no complaints here. They have not been hitting their goal, if you will, of those afternoon highs. They're being a little optimistic with the 66, 67, 68, 69, because it hasn't been getting that warm. But this is the key, and I'm going to show you this high pressure ridge. This is from the National Weather Service. You can see where it's located now. It's actually going to shift to the northeast. So the high pressure dome, which is huge, is going to slowly slide and center itself over our area, which means warmer temperatures. It will bring warmer temperatures to it. The overnight lows won't be as chilly, and the afternoon highs will be warmer, and of course, absolutely no precipitation at all in the forecast. So that giant blue H with the upper level air spinning around clockwise, going to slowly slide into our area, give us a long extended period of clear skies, light winds, chilly mornings still, but very pleasant afternoon highs. We could, I talked to Grant yesterday, he's our weather expert. He said we could actually hit 70 on Thursday and Friday. So there you go. And after this forecast is all the way through the early part of next week, middle to late part of next week is our next chance of precipitation. But we're just a long period of just gorgeous weather. But again, if you're out and about in these early morning hours, it is chilly. 37 degrees outside of our studios. Moses Lake is at 28 degrees. Woo, that's chilly. Cashmere, 33 degrees. Good morning, Cashmere. There you are again. 33, just above freezing. Dryden, you're at 33. Palisades, 33. Chelan, 37. Manson, 34. Those are your temperatures around north central Washington as we ease our way through a Tuesday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. As I mentioned before, Steve has some voice issues. He's here and he's working, and we have a newscast, and it's coming your way next. The news is 1 minute away. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley live this morning from Studio 9 in downtown Wenatchee on the NCWLIFE channel.
I came here to CVCH because one of my friends referred me. When I met Dr. Jocelyn, she was just amazing. She connected with my son, and it meant so much to me. He opens up so quickly because she just sits there and plays with him. It really is like going to see a friend. It's really great to walk into somewhere where you feel welcomed and you feel accepted and respected. It just feels like home.
The NCWLIFE channel is your home for local news, local weather, and events including live local high school sports. Watch inspiring local shows featuring local people. Don't miss Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Let's learn. Guada TV. Street Talk and Other Stuff. The 12th District. Life with Lisa. And the Arbiter of Stoke. NCWLIFE channel is your local TV station.
And now it's time for your local news update with Steve Hare.
And welcome back here to Studio 8 in downtown Wenatchee. Steve Hare, a little under the weather. I'm Dan Kuntz handling the news on this Tuesday. An overturned tractor-trailer rig forced the closure of the westbound I-90 on-ramp from State Route 17 in Moses Lake. Trooper John Bryant took this photo of the non-injury accident. Happened about 7 o'clock last night. The on-ramp was reopened at about 3 early this morning. Well, the Rock Island man accused of bludgeoning his wife to death last summer will stand trial on December 17th. 68-year-old Uli Tulilo is accused of beating his wife to death in the fifth-wheel travel trailer they were living in near Rock Island back on July 26th. Douglas County Sheriff's deputies responded to the home when 68-year-old Peggy Tulilo failed to pick somebody up for a ride. The couple reportedly had a history of domestic problems, according to court documents. The victim reportedly made at least 2 prior reports that her husband threatened to kill her. Tulilo remains in custody at the Okanagan County Jail. Well, the Chelan County Sheriff's Office is investigating a rash of mail thefts in the Sunny Slope area north of Wenatchee. Sheriff Brian Burnett responded Monday to several complaints, including a report from a postal carrier who found mail littering the roadway along their route. The sheriff says the thefts occurred in the lower Sunny Slope Road area, Easy Street, Sunset, Knowles Road, American Fruit Road, Viewmont, and Lovell Road. Some of the items have been returned to the affected residents, but no suspects have been identified. The sheriff asks for the public's help in tracking down those responsible and you can include any residential surveillance video if you have any. Contact the Sheriff's Office, if you will. The tip line is 667-6845, 667-6845. You can also submit a tip at the Chelan County Sheriff's Office website. Well, Moses Lake Police report a woman was shot there Friday night, and they say it may have been the result of either a domestic disturbance or a drive-by shooting. The 29-year-old woman told police that she was eating with her boyfriend near the Best Western Hotel near Interstate 90 around 4 o'clock when she heard 2 gunshots. She was shot once in the abdomen, and then she said she saw a white car fleeing the scene after the shots were fired. Following the shooting, the woman's boyfriend then carried her to the Blue Heron Park, where he called his mother, who then notified police. The boyfriend fled the scene before police arrived. Witnesses said they tried to keep him there, believing he may have shot his girlfriend. Moses Lake Police are asking anybody with information on the shooting to call their office. Their number is 509-764-3887, 509-764-3887. Well, developers behind the proposed Leavenworth Adventure Park plan to resubmit their application for a conditional use permit next week. The original application for the controversial park was withdrawn in September after concerns were raised about potential problems with parking, noise, and traffic. Developer David Moffett told NCWLIFE the new application addresses those issues, but without providing specifics, he said parking questions have been resolved.
The parking we've solved completely. Let me just say that for now. And I don't think the parking will be an issue in this next draft.
Moffett says that a new study shows traffic impacts will be less than originally thought.
Well, we had an additional 12-hour study that was requested by the Department of Transportation done on Saturday, September 1st. And our traffic consultant put that in his new consulting report, and the actual results of that were less than he had forecasted in the first report.
As far as noise, he said that was never a legitimate concern.
And I think what's happened is some of the people that were concerned about the noise actually were thinking it was a roller coaster like at Disneyland or something with, 20, 30, 40 people yelling all the way down it. And our sleds are only 1 or 2 occupancy, and they're 80 feet apart in distance and 20 seconds in, when they do. So it's the only time there might be a little bit of screaming would be on one of our 360 turns, and those are not close to the base.
Resubmitting the application has set the project back to about 3 to 4 months, Moffett said. The hopes now are to start construction next summer with an opening in December 2019 or early 2020. And that is the news on this Tuesday morning, 13 minutes after the hour. Don't forget, the news with Grant Olson will come your way at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock on this very television station. On TV, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock. Grant in the anchor chair. He also handles the weather forecast, which right now is pretty easy for Grant. Who's kidding who? Eric Granstrom will have sports as well. And don't forget, we have live volleyball tonight from Eastmont High School. We'll preview that match when we get to sports. And if you want to be a part of the news team, just look at the bottom of your screen, and those are the ways you can get a hold of us. The preferred way, the best way, because everybody has email, is to email news@ncwlife.com, because about 15 people get that email. That way it doesn't fall through the cracks. News@ncwlife.com. You can call the hotline. You can drop us a line if you want. We're at 201 South Chelan, all the different ways. You can go Facebook message us. You can go to our website and contact us. Whatever the case may be, if there's something out there you think we should be paying attention to or might be newsworthy, get a hold of us and we will look into it here on the NCW Life channel. It is 37 chilly degrees, but lots of sunshine, mid-60s today, upper 60s by the end of the week. Nothing but sunshine. Just a few high clouds, although we may have some stagnant air begin to affect our region by the time we get to the end of the week, because the high pressure ridge is preventing any kind of weather system to mix up the atmosphere. So lots of sunshine, but we could get some dirty air by the weekend. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, sports, the obscure holiday. Today in history, birthdays. Everybody is entitled to Mike Magnotti's opinion. And we're going to take you behind the scenes with a video tour of the upcoming show, The Artifact, at the Wenatchee Valley Museum and Cultural Center. All coming up between now and the top of the hour. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCWLIFE channel. Find it all at Wenatchee Valley Mall. There's something for all ages at Wenatchee Valley Mall. No matter what the weather, the kids will have fun in one of the many play areas around the mall. Sign your kids up for fun adventures and super specials when they join the Kids Club. It's a great time for kids and an even better time out for parents. Check out specials and events 24/7 at WenatcheeValleyMall.com. It's your Wenatchee Valley Mall. Come shop today.
Hello, Wenatchee Valley. Christian Shaman here with Bay Equity Home Loans.
Make your dream of building your own home a reality today. Bay Equity Home Loans has teamed up with Real Homes to make building your new home a smooth process. Bay Equity Home Loans of Wenatchee offers new construction loans, FHA 3.5% down, and VA 100% construction loans.
Stop on by or give us a call today.
Welcome back to this Tuesday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. I am Dan, about ready to win the lottery, and won't be coming into work tomorrow. Kuntz. I got it all lined up. I'm going to win it, or not. Let's do sports. The Dodgers left the bases loaded in the bottom of the ninth inning, and Milwaukee escapes with the victory. Game 3 of the National League Championship Series last night. As we take a look at the Les Schwab scoreboard, the Brewers' Jeremy Jeffress worked out of a bases-loaded jam by striking out the final LA batters to preserve the victory. It was a 5-hit shutout for the Brew Crew. Milwaukee's runs came on Ryan Braun's RBI double in the first, a wild pitch in the 6th, and Orlando Arcia's 2-run home run in the 7th. Game 4 of the National League Championship Series tonight at 6:09. Meanwhile, Game 3 of the American League Championship Series just after 2 o'clock this afternoon. Houston will host Boston with that series tied at a game apiece. On to the prep schedule for today, and it's a Tuesday. That means it's a biggin. In girls soccer, it's a 2-dog race in the Caribou Trail League, and Cascade can claim at least a share of the title, the regular season title anyway, if they beat Okanagan tonight in Okanagan. The Kodiaks, 6-0 in league play with 2 games left. They lead Kashmir by 1 game in the standings. Bulldogs are off today, but they play Chelan Thursday. Then they wrap up their season at Cascade in Leavenworth a week from today. Cascade's game at Okanagan starts at 4 o'clock this afternoon. Chelan will host Omak at 4:30. Wenatchee could claim at least a tie for the Big 9 title tonight. Moses Lake comes to Leibovtal Field at the Apple Bowl with 2 games remaining after tonight. The Panthers would put a Panther win would put the Panthers up 2 games in the loss column with 2 games to play. The kickoff tonight, by the way, has been moved to 6 o'clock, so if you show up at Leibovtal Field at the Apple Bowl at 7 o'clock tonight, you're going to miss about half the match. 6 o'clock for the Chiefs and the Panthers. The Eastmont Wildcats are on the road. They'll be in Sunnyside. They get going at 7 o'clock tonight. Volleyball schedule, again, busy. Cascade Christian is at Wilson Creek. Pateros will host Antioch. Those get going at 5:30. Waterville Mansfield at home to Lake Roosevelt. Cascade travels to Okanagan. Chelan will host Omak. Those are all at 6:30. Wenatchee is at Davis tonight at 7. And right here on the NCWLIFE channel tonight, live at 7, Eastmont hosts Eisenhower. Eric Granstrom will be joined by Cleet Wise with the play-by-play action. By the way, Eastmont's also continuing their Cats for a Cure Breast Cancer Awareness Week. If you can't make it to the gym, tune in tonight. Cross country, Eastmont hosts the rest of the Big 9 for a meet at Walla Walla Point Park this afternoon. They'll start running at 3:30. Kashmir's at Cascade. They'll run at Enchantment Park starting at 4. Finally, the big news yesterday affecting everybody, really. The man who saved the Seahawks in Seattle, Paul Allen, passed away yesterday at the age of 65. He'd been battling, of course, non-Hodgkin's lymphoma off and on for a number of years. Finally, it got the better of him yesterday, but not before Mr. Allen made a forever impact on the city of Seattle, the state of Washington, and the 12s across the world.
It is with great regret that I am announcing today that the NFL franchise we purchased in 1988 is leaving Seattle.
That night in February, I got a call from an assistant coach, and he said, "I think you better get over here. We're moving. They're gonna pack the trucks tomorrow, and we'll be moving to Southern California." And it was one of the saddest days of my life.
Moving vans had packed up the Seahawks from their headquarters in Kirkland. They were actually turning into the Anaheim Seahawks.
There was a lot of sadness, anxiety. What's going to happen to this team? How can we save it? What can we do?
This was a really dire situation involving the Seattle Seahawks, and we had to go to court to keep the team in Seattle. And so the drive was on to find a local owner who would be committed to keeping the Seattle Seahawks in Seattle as a resource and a treasure.
It's hard in 2017 to understand that in 1997, nobody who had resources wanted to put that money into a franchise.
The local political leadership with King County Executive Gary Locke and Council Member Pete Von Reichbauer, they made a couple of overtures to Paul to step forward and consider buying the Seahawks.
He was the only one capable of saving the Seahawks. And at the end of the day, there was no plan B. There was only plan A, and plan A was Paul Allen.
Paul was the perfect person. I mean, he has a history of growing up here, of being committed to the community, and he said very plainly, he wanted to actually repay the people of Seattle for all of his success by keeping the team here.
He's a self-made Seattleite. We were all cheering when Mr. Allen came in the night on the white horse at the last minute to save this thing.
And then there was our hero. Paul Allen stepped up in a way that I don't think anybody quite realizes.
First of all, let me say that I am thrilled and honored to be part of maintaining the proud tradition of professional football in Seattle.
He made a commitment, not based upon a financial reward, he based on the commitment to this community.
Sports really brings the community together, and given my long history with the city, I felt like it would be a great thing to keep the team in Seattle.
A deal is done, and the Seahawks are staying in Seattle for at least one more season. Our top story this evening, Microsoft co-founder Paul Allen makes a deal with Seahawks owner Ken Behring. Basically, Allen has first shot at buying the Seahawks, but there are lots of things that could stand in the way of a final sale.
Paul decided an option structure. He made a deposit and bought 16 months to help craft a public-private partnership that would put in place a new stadium for the Seahawks.
Mr. Allen said, I will put in a lot of money, but I'm going to need the public to come in and help build a stadium.
The Kingdome was in bad disrepair. The tiles had fallen down from the ceiling and was turning into an unsafe environment.
The only way an NFL team was going to be viable anymore was to have the great facility.
We needed a new stadium, and he wanted the populace to support him in that. So the best way to do it was through a state referendum.
Mr. Allen said, let's let the people of the state of Washington decide if they want to keep their team here, and I will partner with them. But they're going to have to make that commitment to help build the stadium.
He wanted a public vote to make sure that the community and the people of the state supported this effort of this public-private partnership.
When I said yes to help save the Seahawks, I meant that I do my part in building something for the future, personally and financially. If you vote yes, I'll do what it takes to make the new stadium and exhibition center a success. I stand by that commitment. But if you say no, that means no for me too, because I'm not going to do this without you. When I said that you'll have the final say, I meant it. Together, we can leave something for future generations.
We're going to have more on how Paul Allen saved the Seahawks tomorrow on this very program, Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, and during Sports with Eric Granstrom tonight. By the way, thank you to Seahawks.com for the video. Again, Paul Allen dying yesterday at the age of 65, and that is sports at 24 minutes after the hour. Let's transition to the obscure holiday of the day today. He was born October 16, 1758. I'm talking about Noah Webster, the father of the American dictionary, and that makes today Dictionary Day. Of course, the object of the day is pick up the dictionary and read through it. Think about this. If you read the entire dictionary, you've read every book. Think about that. He began writing his dictionary, Noah Webster did, at the age of 43, and it took him 27 years to finish it. And he wanted to make it a uniquely American dictionary, so he simplified many of the spellings of the English language. It's now, of course, an absolute must-have. There isn't a student anywhere that doesn't have a copy of that sitting on their bookshelf or probably on their computer anyway. Read the other good book today, the dictionary, on this Dictionary Day, always celebrated on October 16th. It is October 16th, 2018. Let's do Today in History. Let them eat cake, said Marie Antoinette. And the people of France said, we'll eat cake, and then we're going to cut off your head, too, while we're at it. 225 years ago, October 16th, 1793, Marie Antoinette, the widow of Louis XVI, he didn't have a very good day either, is guillotined at the height of the French Revolution. That is the only known photograph that we have of that. Marie Antoinette. Would have been easier if they just gave them what they wanted. Anyway, she lost her head 225 years ago. 159 years ago, the legend of John Brown. The idea was he would lead a slave revolt and change the course of this country's history. Didn't work out, but he certainly raised awareness, if you will, on October 16, 1859, when John Brown and his crew led the raid on Harper's Ferry, West Virginia. 10 were killed during the raid itself. 7 others were either wounded or captured, including John Brown himself, who was later executed. But the legend of John Brown lives on. It happened 159 years ago. October 16, 1968. This is the 50th anniversary of that controversial moment. Tommy Smith and John Carlos, after the 200-meter run, one finished first, one finished third. They raised their black-fisted gloves and the black power salute. They were kicked off the U.S. team and sent home. The U.S. team didn't really want to kick them off, but the head of the International Olympic Committee, Avery Brundage, said either you throw them off or we'll throw them off. The other gentleman that you see in your picture, his name was Peter Norman. He finished second. He was Australian. He's wearing a badge in support of Tommy Smith and John Carlos. And when Peter Norman passed away in his native Australia about 10 years ago, both Tommy Smith and John Carlos flew to Australia and were pallbearers at Peter Norman's funeral. It happened on this date 50 years ago today. 40 years ago today, got ourselves a new pope. Yep, Karol Wojtyła. That guy, Pope John Paul II, was elected the pontiff after the 1978 papal conclave. He was the first non-Italian pope since 1523, and of course every pope since John Paul II has been non-Italian. He served for 27 years and he got the gig 40 years ago today. And October 16th, 2001, there's Bob, my favorite Bob Dylan. In the wake of the 9/11 terrorist attacks, Bob Dylan demanded that security be tightened at all of his concerts during his current tour. Well, on October 16, 2001, in San Diego, California, 2 security guards did not let Bob Dylan backstage to a Bob Dylan concert because Bob Dylan didn't have a Bob Dylan concert pass. So they wouldn't let him backstage. The security guards were fired. Not surprisingly, Bob Dylan couldn't get into his own concert on this date back in 2001. And finally, birthdays at 28 minutes after the hour. William O. Douglas, the 71st Associate Justice of the United States Supreme Court, was born on this date in 1898. He served 36 years and 211 days, by far the longest serving justice in Supreme Court history. He wrote more opinions, both majority and dissenting, than any other justice in Supreme Court history. Of course, he graduated from Yakima High School. And Whitman College is considered by many a legal giant in the profession. William O. Douglas, born in this state in 1898. Barry Corbin is 78 years old today. Urban Cowboy was really his breakthrough role. And then War Games, he was in Lonesome Dove. He was really good in that. Of course, Maurice Minifield in Northern Exposure, One Tree Hill, No Country for Old Men, Modern Family, the great Barry Corbin, a great actor. He celebrates his 78th birthday today. And perhaps the greatest professional women's basketball player ever, Sue Bird, celebrates a birthday today. She's 38 years old. She won 2 national championships at UConn. She's won 3 WNBA championships, all with the Seattle Storm, of course. She's won 4 Olympic gold medals. She's been a WNBA All-Star 11 times. Sue Bird is 38 years old today. You know somebody's celebrating a birthday, a local celebrity, get them to me. I'll do my best to get them on the air. Go to our Facebook page, NCWLIFE's Facebook page, private message us your birthday. I'll see what I can do for you, all right? We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, everybody is entitled to Mike Magnotti's opinion. Then we're going to take you behind the scenes of the Artifact, a video tour with Jeff Blackburn is coming up. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley Tuesday edition on the NCWLIFE channel.
This is the NCWLIFE Community Calendar brought to you by LocalTel. The Red Cross Confluence Health Blood Drive is this Friday from 10 to 3 in the LocalTel Event Center at Pybus Public Market. To register, visit redcrossblood.org. The Nooks and Crannies Tour at Wells House is this Friday and Saturday. This is an exclusive tour of the castle at Wenatchee Valley College that includes floors usually restricted to the public. For more information and other community events, visit ncwlife.com.
Are you watching me? If you're watching me and you are a business owner in North Central Washington, your potential customers could be seeing your TV commercial right now. With Solely on Broadcasting, TV advertising is effective and affordable. Place your ads on the network best suited to your potential customers or get top-of-mind awareness with 16 cable networks, including NCWLIFE, your local TV channel. Give Solely on Broadcasting a call at 888-2020 today to see how easy and affordable it is to advertise on TV.
What's your Automocha emergency?
It's a Frappuccino mocha with whip.
The espresso shakes are my most favorite because I can get any flavor. Peanut butter chocolate for pita.
Definitely the espresso shakes. My favorite is the mocha for pitas.
A peach Red Bull.
Only one country could build a truck like this. Designed in California, engineered in Michigan, tested in Arizona, and assembled in Mississippi. Powered by Cummins of Indiana. The all-new Nissan Titan. It's an American classic. Is it on your list? Come down and see us at Town Nissan behind Costco in East Wenatchee.
With 15,000 square feet to explore, you'll find something special at the Antique Mall at Cashmere. For the do-it-yourselfers and those with a keen eye for making something old, fresh and new again, the Antique Mall at Cashmere is the place to come find your next project. From the coin enthusiasts to avid collectors, Antique Mall at Cashmere has treasures in every corner. Come find your treasure today. Antique Mall at Cashmere's friendly staff is here to help. Stop on by today.
At Local Myth Pizza, we believe in real food, freshly prepared with only premium ingredients. Our cheeses are imported from Italy. Our sauces, dressings, and even our sausages are made in-house fresh daily. Featuring Northwest craft beers and 30 Chelan Valley wines and ciders. Family fun and amazing food. Eat local, drink local, and be local at Local Myth Pizza.
Come see why Sunset Magazine says you can't beat Local Myth Pizza.
Hey, this is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and everybody's entitled to my opinion. Now, I voted for gay marriage to be legal, so I should be a liberal. I voted for the legalization of marijuana, so I should be a liberal. I work in the social services, so I should be a liberal. Now, you know why I'm not? You know why I proudly call myself conservative? Because there are many liberals, not all, but many, who are so doggone self-righteous, so disrespectful to anybody with a contrary opinion, and so devoid of any ability to see any humor directed towards them, that is, if they have a sense of humor in the first place, that I will never consider myself a liberal or apply the term liberal to myself. I call myself a social eclectic, but never, never a liberal. This is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and that's my opinion.
You don't want to see this happen. It's the oil light on your car. Oil is the lube of life for your car's engine. At Alignment Pros and Express Lube, they pour the best oil your car deserves. Expect fast, friendly, superior service in a clean environment. They'll change your oil and perform a 21-point inspection while you enjoy the comfort of their amazing waiting room. Keep your car in top shape at Alignment Pros and Express Lube in East Wenatchee.
Dear Mary Maids, please clean the kitchen, and the cabinets, and the floors, and the chairs. And I wish you could clean the dog. Colin is now feeding himself. Thanks, Megan.
Hi, Megan. No worries. We got it all cleaned up. Let's hope Colin gets past the spaghetti flinging stage soon. Till then, we've got you covered. See you next time, Mary Maids.
I'm Tom from Alpine Air Heating and Cooling. Just as the cool mornings and evenings are returning to our valley, Carrier and Alpine Air are offering best-in-class rebates and promotions to keep your home comfortable and safe this winter. Call for your free estimate today. Ask about rebates to $1,650 and low interest, low payment financing. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air. Call 662-6846. Heat and air, call Alpine Air.
And welcome back to Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, 36 minutes after the hour on this Tuesday. The buzz is really starting to build up about the artifact. It's a combination haunted house and paranormal story, an interactive story that you, if you participate in the artifact, will have a chance to do so starting next week. As a matter of fact, they're getting down to just the last few days of preparation. We've been talking about the artifact with Jeff Blackburn, who together with his friend Bill Brown is producing this little extravaganza. We've also talked to some of the people behind the scenes. But talking about the artifact doesn't really do it justice. And so last night, I took one of our cameras down to the Wenatchee Valley Museum and Cultural Center, who's going to be the beneficiary of this event starting next week. And Jeff gave me a tour of the artifact from beginning to end without really unveiling a lot of the interesting and intricate things that are going to be happening on the artifact. So we thought we'd take a look, and you're going to see some things that you've probably never seen before. So a video tour of the artifact right now on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley.
We're going to go walk through the museum you've been through 100 times, maybe never, but let's go check it out and see what there is. Woo. Cops are after us. So, this is the back area. This is our staging room. You're going to get your rules in here. You're going to find out about the whole backstory of what's happening in the museum. And we're going to go all the way up to the second floor. But nobody ever gets to come back here unless you, of course, work here. But that's... Come on back. We'll show you. This is the back stairwell. We're going to take people up here. Once again, nobody gets to come up here. This used to be a post office way back in the day. And there's a little corridor down here that's really creepy. So we were scared of this room, where people used to peep through little holes and watch people sort mail. I don't know, it seems a little voyeuristic or something. I don't know. So let me show you in here. We're gonna bring people up this back area, come in through here, and this is where everything starts to happen, or I should say, go wrong. So we have a little exciting laser effect gonna happen right inside this room, and that's gonna take you through until you get to this room, where maybe there's a clue as to what you need to do to help find the professor and put everything back right. Professor's gone. He's got his big rock. We got to put it back together before the whole universe collapses, basically. So come into the cave with me, through to these other artifacts that we'll be investigating for clues on where the professor might be. And that'll take you around the corner. And at any point, something could go bad. Something could jump at you or grab you. No, not actually grab you, but you know what I mean. You'll feel like you're being grabbed. Okay, and then I have our train here. Have some special effects going on the train that I just installed. I don't want to give too much away, but it's going to be really, really cool. All the guys who come in and work on the train have set this up. It's going to be awesome. Lots of little surprises, to say the least. And then one of my favorite rooms, Coyote's Corner. And what's better than a little creepy girl room? So there might be some things you like in here and some things you don't, and stuff might really be going wrong. So I don't want to give too much away, but yeah, I think you can guess. Yeah, come with me. You come around the corner, and you go to the room. That's this, I kind of call it the safe room, but is it really safe? I don't know. It's the Pangborn room. It's nice and blue and happy. Maybe we'll do a little conversation with this guy right there, Mr. Pangborn. Who knows, maybe he'll talk to us. That'd be nice. Maybe he can help us. We'll see. And then you come into here, back into Trainville. They're gonna have a little backstory to the Wellington disaster. Maybe have a little history lesson. Maybe get a ticket on a train ride to somewhere you don't want to go. We'll see. that'll take me over there. Take you down the stairs. Takes you all the way around the corner to the grand stairway. I love this place. It's so echoey and fun. We didn't have to do a lot of decorating in a lot of this because it was already decorated. Yeah, and of course, this broken artifact is causing the museum to come to life. Yeah, we kind of maybe ripped off the movie a little bit, but some things like this, they might actually be gurgling and starting and making noises that may not be pleasant. Maybe it's a little scary. Maybe there's somebody in here. I don't know. There might be some stuff going on. That'll bring you around to the grand room that we're working on right now. Take you through. Might be some various, well, I don't know, large puppets in here. Yeah, I don't want to say more than that. That's going to bring you through to where the artifact is actually going to be. It's going to be right here. So this artifact is going to be in this space, but it might be above me. Okay, I don't want to say any more than that. We might encounter some lost investigators who didn't quite make it previously. They're just around. You never know when they're going to pop up. A little zombie-like, take you around the corner. And who knows, you know, we might end up having a little organ music here. Maybe some creepy organ music. Maybe a creepy organist. Yeah, I have a feeling that's what we're in for. I hope so. They're going to come around the corner. Isn't this neat space? I love this space. So I come around. Oh, look. The artifact. That's right. And then we're going to take you where nobody's gone before. The thing that sold us on doing this in the first place. So back here behind the secret.
Hold tight just a minute, Jeff. I got to check my mail. 1625.
No, is there mailbox 666? Is that here somewhere? Yeah, I think it might be. So this is the pretty special place. This is the place, like you said, this is not legal. This is not meant for people to go down into. The basement. So let's go down here. This big echoey space. Which again, we didn't have to decorate this very hard. It's already pretty creepy to start with. Come around the corner, and this is where it gets real. This is where it all goes wrong. And I don't want to give you anything more than that, but you just, you know, even now the lights are shorting out, it's that bad. So come down here to our friend Bill Brown, who's doing a little work on our swamp. That's right, universes are crossing and things are popping out where they're not supposed to be. Little, you know, down under, backwards, flipped upside down reality. Wave at the camera, Bill.
Isn't that what everyone always does?
I mean, look at this place. Is this just not the best? I mean, danger in every corner. You come around to, oh well, probably my favorite sign on any door anywhere, the boiler room. I couldn't have painted that any better. So come on in, I'll show you. This is the workshop. You can see we've laid some lines on the ground because we have some plans. This room's going to be very different than it looks now. So we'll come around. Things will be happening. You're going to feel a little lost. What do I do? How is the professor even down here? Apparently. And we'll come out and the whole thing kind of climaxes right here. So here it is. So this is going to be the exit door right here. And you'll head down the alley and hopefully straight to the bathroom to change your shorts. That's the plan. Sorry. Yeah, we call them catastrophes. Yeah. So there it is. That's the tour for the artifact. I hope you guys can come out and see it. It's going to be awesome.
Now, we do that whole thing in about 5 minutes. What is it in real life?
It's going to take about 15 to 20.
Okay.
Yeah, right in that range, depending. I mean, if you're really scared, you might end up running through the whole thing. Who knows? I mean, you know, chase you down. So it's a fundraiser for the museum, 100%. So they get every cent of the profit.
So that's a little sneak preview of the artifact. I am privy to some inside information that I cannot divulge. I'm the perfect person to tell these kind of secrets to because number one, I forget almost immediately. and I'm sort of discreet. But this is a show you absolutely don't want to miss. That video tour, it was just a little bit of a tease. It doesn't really do it justice when the whole thing is up and running. And when we come back, a special message from the producers of the Artifact, Bill Brown and Jeff Blackburn. They need your help. That plea. When we come back, you're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCWLIFE channel.
Turn back the clocks and grab the ice melt. Winter weather is here. This is Corey at Rose Tractor. If you're looking for a reliable way to clear snow, look no further than Cub Cadet. For sidewalks and driveways, a Cub Cadet snow thrower will get the job done in a jiffy. For larger jobs, a Cub Cadet Challenger utility vehicle with a snow blade will handle about anything. You can depend on Cub Cadet for years of reliable performance, and we'll help you select the best model for your job at Rose Tractor, family-run business at the corner of 3rd and Rock Island Road in East Wenatchee.
Thanks to the help I received at Goodwill,
I have a job. I'm working now. Thanks to Goodwill.
Thank you, Goodwill. Thank you, Goodwill.
Thank you, Goodwill.
Thank you, Goodwill.
Goodwill's Employment Connection Center is a free walk-in job search assistance program designed to get you back to work. When you donate to or shop at Goodwill, you're really helping people find work.
Thank you.
Goodwill, there's more behind the store.
This is the NCWLIFE Community Calendar brought to you by LocalTel. The Red Cross Confluence Health Blood Drive is this Friday from 10 to 3 in the LocalTel Event Center at Pybus Public Market. To register, visit redcrossblood.org. The Nooks and Crannies Tour at Wells House is this Friday and Saturday. This is an exclusive tour of the castle at Wenatchee Valley College that includes floors usually restricted to the public. For more information and other community events, visit ncwlife.com.
Howdy, my name's Jeff Blackburn.
I'm Bill Brown.
We're the producers for The Artifact. It's a haunted museum tour. It's a fundraiser for the museum. So it's going to start on the 25th and then run through the 27th. We'll take the 28th off and then run 29 through 31. It starts at 6 p.m. It's $12 at the door or $10 if you buy them in advance here at the museum. But what we need is more help. So if you can clear a background check, you can pay with us in a place like this. That's right, the crazy basement at the museum. But we want to bring a lot of people through here, and at the end of it, we want to hand them a check and do this again next year. That would be the goal.
That's right.
Yeah.
So and all the interest that we have already is just, you better come early. Come close to 6, because I think the lines are going to be wrapping around this building.
That's the goal. So come and see us. You can check out our website, our Facebook page. Just look up The Artifact, search The Artifact Wenatchee Haunted Theater, and it'll pop right up, Haunted Theater Wenatchee.
Or the museum Facebook page.
Yeah,
or their website.
Or their website, yeah. Contact us, and we'll contact you. So thanks for checking out The Artifact. It's going to be awesome.
Obviously, Jeff and Bill are having a great time putting this thing together. A lot of creative energy between those two. It's going to be a great, great event. And as you saw there at the bottom of your screen, Thursday, the 18th at 7 o'clock is orientation. If you want to be involved in this, and believe me, I think you want to be involved in it. Check it out, go down, or you can email Jeff. You saw all of those graphics on the screen. If you want to be a part of bringing back the haunted house like we all remember with a little bit of a twist, this is your chance to get involved with it. Again, that's Thursday, and as Jeff mentioned, the Artifact will run the 25th through the 31st with 1 day off. The best way to get your tickets, as he mentioned before, in advance at the museum is only $10, but you might want to buy the Fast Pass, which gets you to the front of the line for the Artifact. It's just about 50 minutes after the hour. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to put a little bow on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley live from Studio 8 in downtown Wenatchee on the NCWLIFE channel.
Hello, Wenatchee Valley. Christian Shanlin here with Bay Equity Home Loans.
Make your dream of building your own home a reality today. Bay Equity Home Loans has teamed up with Real Homes to make building your new home a smooth process. Bay Equity Home Loans of Wenatchee offers new construction loans, FHA 3.5% down, and VA 100% construction loans.
Stop on by or give us a call today.
When it comes to finding a memory care community, you want the very best. You want to know that your loved one is safe and receiving compassionate care in a loving environment. Fieldstone Memory Care is an innovative assisted living community designed for those with Alzheimer's, dementia, and Parkinson's disease. You'll find a community specifically designed to enrich residents' lives. The Fieldstone team is here to help you navigate the important decisions you face when a loved one has dementia or Alzheimer's. Welcome home to Fieldstone.
Hey everyone, Fletcher and Amy Ellington here from Live It Up. In the investment world, ROI stands for Return on Investment. Well, how does better health, better wealth, and better relationships sound for ROI? Join us every week right here on NCWLIFE and learn how to invest in the most important asset, you.
We're going to answer your questions and provide some weekly inspiration so you can create a life that you love. Join us on Live It Up.
I'm Tom from Alpine Air Heating and Cooling. Just as the cool mornings and evenings are returning to our valley, Carrier and Alpine Air are offering best-in-class rebates and promotions to keep your home comfortable and safe this winter. Call for your free estimate today. Ask about rebates to $1,650 and low interest, low payment financing. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air. Call 662-6846. Heat and air, call Alpine Air.
And welcome back to Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on this Tuesday, the 16th day of October 2018. Once again, a friendly reminder, if you didn't join us at the top of the show, two things to think about. We are 3 weeks to the day to the midterm elections. That's right, 3 weeks from today is election day. That's number one. And number two, I really got a feeling I'm going to win the lottery tonight. If I show up tomorrow, you'll know if I did or not, all right? Let's take a look at what's going to be going on for Wake Up Wenatchee Valley for the rest of this week and into the next part of next week. You probably just saw that on our community calendars or community events. The Wenatchee Valley Museum and Cultural Center is going to be hosting a Nooks and Crannies tour, so to speak, of the Wells House, the historic Wells House on the campus of Wenatchee Valley College. That's coming up this weekend. So tomorrow on this very program, our friends from the Wenatchee Valley Museum and Cultural Center will be dropping by to talk about that and all things museum related, and probably a little more chit chat about the artifact. They'll be on my show tomorrow. Looking forward to that. On Thursday, the Wenatchee Volleyball Club will be dropping by. They're starting the tryouts, starting the process of getting your kid involved in volleyball. It's a great sport. It's a great activity. They're good people. They've asked to be on this show, and I said sure. So our friends with the Wenatchee Volleyball Club will be in on Thursday. On Friday, as you well know by now, the Wenatchee School Board has begun the process to find a new superintendent for the Wenatchee School District with the upcoming retirement of Brian Flonis, which will happen at the end of this school year. They need a new superintendent. They've hired a firm. They will begin that process. They're going to be asking for public input on that. And the communications director for the Wenatchee School District, Diana Hagland, will be in this studio and in this show on Friday of this week. And then all of next week, it's all about Make a Difference Day. We'll start out on Monday of next week with my two favorite people, Margie Kerr and Laurel Helton. Margie and Laurel will be dropping by. Of course, the two gals who kind of organize Make a Difference Day. They'll be in on Monday of next week, and then all of next week we'll be highlighting and profiling various Make a Difference Day projects. Make a Difference Day is coming up on Saturday, October 27th. So that's what we have scheduled for Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We also have lots of things still happening this week, specifically sports. Busy sports day. It starts tonight. We got volleyball. We got Eisenhower in town. The Eisenhower Cadets will be taking on the Lady Wildcats in volleyball at the Eastmont Gymnasium. That is your prep volleyball schedule, by the way, of everything that's going on tonight. If you can't make it to the gym for whatever reason, you can watch it live right here on the NCWLIFE channel with the pregame at about 6:50, and they'll start serving the volleyball around at 7 o'clock tonight. Again, the Eisenhower Cadets and the Eastmont Wildcats at Eastmont's Gymnasium. On Thursday, we're in Wenatchee's Gymnasium for Wenatchee and Eastmont volleyball. The rematch, the first match that took place, was a phenomenally entertaining match. It went all the way down to the wire, and Eastmont pulled it out on a match that lasted over 2 hours. We televised it right here on the NCWLIFE channel. So the rivals will do battle again on the volleyball court, Eastmont at Wenatchee this time. We'll have that for you on Thursday night, again, beginning at 7 o'clock. On Friday night, it's the last home game of the year for the Eastmont Wildcat football team. We'll be having that game as well. It'll be Eisenhower and Eastmont doing battle at Wildcat Stadium on Friday night. Again, the last home game of the year for the Eastmont Wildcats. We'll have that game for you on Friday. And then we make the transition to Wenatchee football. Wenatchee has their last 2 games of the year are home games, and we'll have both of them. The Walla Walla Blue Devils will be in town to renew the old rivalry that goes back to the 1920s. We'll have that on Friday, October 26th, and then circle this date on your calendar. It's the big one. These 2 teams are on a collision course. I'm talking about the Eastmont Wildcats and the Wenatchee Panther football teams. They are both undefeated in league play. There's only 1 state berth available this year out of the Columbia Basin Big 9. And if these 2 teams continue on their current trend, the undefeated in league Eastmont Wildcats and the undefeated in league Wenatchee Panthers could very well do battle. And that would be an epic, epic game on Friday, November 2nd. And that will be at Lee Bofto Field at the Apple Bowl. And we will absolutely have that for you live. We were talking about this yesterday in the bullpen. We are really, really excited. If everything pans out, now Wenatchee still has some, they still got games to play, but if these 2 teams continue to play at the level that they're playing, and who's kidding who, Eastmont and Wenatchee are playing some very good football right now, we could be in for an all-time classic bridge of sportsmanship game on Friday, November 2nd. I can't wait for that. Boy, the forecast looks fantastic. Really, look at this. I mean, nothing but sunshine, lollipops, and rainbows. As I mentioned at the top of the hour, they have not been getting to their forecast highs lately. When the National Weather Service sends their forecast down the line to us broadcasters, they've been predicting mid-60s for the last couple of days. We haven't gotten there, but that ridge of high pressure, there it is right there, that's centered over the Oregon-California border out there in the Pacific Ocean. It's actually going to move very slowly to the northeast, and that's good news. It's first of all, it's a huge dome of high pressure. This is one of the biggest ones we've seen in quite some time, especially for this time of the year. Normally in mid-October, the weather can be unsettled. A couple of days of rain, couple of days of wind, clouds, and then sun. Not the case this year. That big ridge of high pressure is going to glide its way right over the top of the state of Washington, which means clear skies, light winds, chilly morning temperatures, but because the high pressure ridge is going to move and center over our area, it's going to warm us up little by little by little, and we won't be having those overnight lows in the 30s anymore. We're looking at 66 today, 67 on Wednesday. And I talked to Grant yesterday. He said we could very easily kiss 70 on Thursday and Friday, and maybe even Saturday. This thing is a big one. No chance of precipitation at all. Light winds, a few high clouds occasionally. The only thing we're really keeping an eye out is we could see some stagnant air because the high pressure dome, especially once it centers over the state of Washington, it's going to trap all the pollutants pretty close to the ground, especially in the overnight hours into the very early morning hours. Earlier we had a shot of our camera up in the Pateras area, the Billy Goat camera, and you can see that haze of smoke, almost all of that certainly from wood-burning stoves. So we could be in for some fairly stagnant, polluted air in the early morning hours once we get to the weekend, because there's simply, with the lid on, there's simply no place for the smoke to go. That is a live shot of Billy Goat, and that's what I'm talking about there. What you see there are a mixture of high clouds and smoke and haze. We're getting a slightly burn off as the day progresses, and by the afternoon it's just going to be gorgeous. So that's a pretty good idea when we talk about the stagnant air that can very much affect air quality once we get a little bit farther down the week. In the Wenatchee Valley, of course, it's a smaller valley with a lot more pollutants going up in the air. It could be a bit of a concern, but outside of that, nothing but sunshine for the foreseeable future. And they say right through at least the middle of next week. None of these temperatures that you see, these afternoon high temperatures, are not going to be record breakers by any stretch of the imagination, but certainly pleasant if we can get past the chilly morning hours. Right now it's 37 degrees outside of our studios. Moses Lake just now got into the 30-degree mark. They were in the 20s for most of this morning. Let's see, Cashmere, you're at 33 degrees, Dryden 31 degrees, Chelan 36, Manson 33. Ironically enough, it's 44 at the summit of Stevens Pass. That's what happens when the cold air gets trapped on the valley floor. Everybody have a great, great Tuesday. Our friends from the museum will be dropping by tomorrow. Until then, bye-bye.